because we've got ourselves an outstanding game on tap for tonight, and a game that basically is all about survival where playoffs are concerned. Knowing the Rummel Raiders come in an upstart football team, not old, fairly young, a team that wasn't expected to do a whole lot this year, but here they find themselves right in the middle of the district fight.
Right, Kenny. They're 3-3 and 2-1 overall in the district play this year. And first-year coach Joe Percarroll says this game is pivotal because they're going up against a strong Brother Martin team who is 0-2 in the district, losing to the likes of Jesuit and St. Aug, and they're playing across the city tonight. So this is a pivotal game as far as their playoff hopes are concerned.
The Raiders rely on defense to try to get it done and ball control offensively. As for the Brother Martin Crusaders, while Bobby Conlon had a tremendous year last year, his team reached the state championship game before losing to Ouachita. It's a different team this year. Lost 20 starters, but they're still talented. The problem with Brother Martin has been schedule. They've been up against some of the best teams in the state, beaten down a little bit, but don't be fooled by their record. 3-3, 0-2 in district. A win tonight puts them right back in the middle of this race. Joe DeSalvo, a fine quarterback, can throw the football. A triumvirate of good running backs for Brother Martin, led by Honore and Williams. Marquez, a good fullback. Defensively, Larry Moore, a returning starter, a key man for the Crusaders. Basically, Brother Martin would like to get some big plays early in this one and jump out on top. Rummel would have a tough time coming from behind. They're not that type of football team. It shapes up as a big game here this evening. The winner tonight, right smack in the middle of the 11 Quad A race. Brother Martin and Rummel. And when we come back in just a moment, we'll have the opening kickoff. Stay with us.
We do much more than entertain.
We install and we maintain. Man control. Climb the pole.
We're Cox Cable. Count on me and count on me to bring the world's best TV. 'Cause all we do for you. We're Cox Cable.
Ken Trahan, along with Nolan Franz, back at Joe Yenny Stadium in Metairie with this 11 Quad A battle between Brother Martin and Rummel. Captains meeting at the center of the field. For the Archbishop Rummel Raiders, they include number 60, Joe Mariande, 55, Scott Wingirter, 78, Alan Catchwar, and 23, Brad Tillman. For the Brother Martin Crusaders, captains include number 10, Eric Escher, 28, Robbie Martin, 66, Mike Kane, 89, Lance Ranlett. All right, the Rummel Raiders have won the toss. They have elected to receive. Brother Martin will kick off, and the Crusaders will defend the north goal. We get a good look at the Rummel sideline. Raiders dressed in red helmets, red jerseys, white numerals trimmed in sky blue, the white pants with sky blue and red trimming. Brother Martin, on the other hand, with their white jerseys, red numerals, red headgear, gold pants, and red and white stripes on the legs. The Raiders under first-year head coach Joe Burkell, former Rummel quarterback, who led the Raiders to a semifinal appearance in the state in the 74-75 season. Baptism of fire, 3-3, 2-1 thus far in district, right in the middle of the district race. Brother Martin, of course, coached by the dean of all coaches in the New Orleans area, Bobby Conlon. His 21st year with a record of 161 wins, 70 defeats, and 5 ties. In fact, Bobby's been around for so long, Nolan, I think he was coaching when you played.
I believe he was. Kenny, you know, it would be a good trivia question. Who was the coach prior to Bobby Conlon? I don't know if you could answer that question. But he's been around a long, long time, I tell you. And he always has his team well prepared, Kenny. And it's a real exciting game tonight for both teams. It means a lot to both teams in the district play. And as far as their playoff hopes are concerned. And we have a full house tonight, too.
Last week, Brother Martin lost a very tough 21-17 battle to Jesuit, while the Rummel Raiders captured a huge 7-6 victory over De La Salle in a game that could have gone either way. It was a big win for the Raiders and put them right smack in the middle of this thing. Well, there we get a good look at the deep man for Rummel, and that's number 23, Brad Tillman. And he's deep along with Stephen Dalfer as number 18. And kicking off for Brother Martin is probably the best kicker in the state, Eric Escher. This kid has won so many ball games for this team, just a terrific kicker.
Pregame, Kenny, I was watching him kick. In pregame, I was watching him kick, Kenny. He's got a very strong leg.
Hits this one down about the 14-yard line, fielded by Tillman. 20, Tillman 25, gets a lot of blocking and a good hole. Across the 35, about the 37. Raiders are very good at returning kicks, as we saw in their game against Shaw earlier this year. The stop was made by number 21, Andre Bruni, for Brother Martin, and Rummel will put it in play 1st and 10. We'd like to show you the Rummel offense at our first opportunity here. The Raiders offensively, we get a good look at them. Stephen Dalfarez, Gary Anderson, Joe Mariani, John Lund, Paul Scafidi, Alan Katchwar, Kevin Sapp, Kevin Carnegie, the junior quarterback, Jeremy Leonic, Johnny Heinz, and Jimmy Quito in the backfield. Wing T set and a lot of shifting for Rummel on 1st down behind the quarterback Carnegie from the 37-yard line. And the give is to Tillman. He's hit and dropped in the backfield for a loss on the play. Penetration by the Crusaders. Number 33 making the play for Brother Martin. And that is Barry Marquez. Playing both ways. He's their fine fullback as well as we look at the Brother Martin defense. Ascani, Zernich, Hayes, Ranlett, Lupo, Blanchard, Moore, Jones, Lombard, Bruni, and White. Of course, we saw the Marquez was starting in there at the right defensive end for Brother Martin. 2nd down, 12 yards to go. Rummel from their own 35-yard line. That's Heinz in motion, and they give it to the fullback, and he's going nowhere. Absolutely stuffed before he can get started is Leonic. He ran into a whole bunch of traffic. 34, Larry Moore led the way. The outstanding returning starter at 210 pounds and a senior, along with the weak side linebacker, Jeff Lupo.
Well, Kenny, right now, Rummel's testing the interior of the Brother Martin defensive line. They find that they're going very tough. Brother Martin's got some good size in the interior defensive line. They're around 240, 220. So in order for Rummel to have some success, they're going to have to take it to the outside a little bit and possibly mix in the passing game a lot.
Kevin Carnegie, not noted as a very good throwing quarterback, but he'll stop and try to throw here. One-on-one coverage, jump ball, and it is caught by Dalfarez, and that's a 1st down. Rummel in Brother Martin territory to about the 42-yard line. Sean White, the strong safety, in single coverage, but the Raiders make the big play.
Well, Kenny, not a very good throw this time by Carnegie, but you're going to see the receiver now does a good job. Stephen Dalfarez are coming back for the football, and he actually out-jumps and out-hustles the defender, number 15 for the Brother Martin Crusaders. That's Sean White. A big play for Rummel in the first series is down, Kenny, and that'll pick up their spirits tremendously.
And on 1st down, they give straight ahead, and again, not much there. Maybe a yard, and that's all, as Leonic, the ball carrier, finds it tough inside. The Crusaders playing tough inside defensively. The stop made by Barry Marquez, once again, 33. Gain of 1, it'll be 2nd and 9. We take a look at the officials, and there they are for tonight's game. The fine crew, the referee Paul Mayoral, the umpire Earl Spindell, head linesman Harry Prier, the line judge L.J. Strohmeyer, the electric clock operator Sid Menard, the back judge is Floyd Cranston. On 2nd down, deep, and a great catch by Carnegie. Tremendous catch. Stephen Dalfarez with the reception from Kevin Carnegie, and the Raiders have a 1st down inside the Brother Martin 20.
Well, Kenny, we talked about the passing game a little bit. We didn't think that Carnegie could throw the ball, but unlike his previous attempt, this was an excellent throw, and even a better catch by number 18, Stephen Dalfarez. 2 big plays now by the split in from Rummel, and 2 big passes by the quarterback.
This is Brad Tillman to about the 17, a yard perhaps. And again, tough inside. Larry Moore, 34, the outstanding strong side linebacker on the stop. Well, Dalfarez is their best receiver by far. In fact, he's 3rd in 11 quad A in receiving with 11 catches for 252 yards and 2 touchdowns coming in, and he's already got 2 big catches in this game.
Well, I don't think we'll see a prettier pass reception than we just saw. Dalfarez laying completely out and catching the football. Kenny, a fine catch.
From the 17, Brother Martin blitzing. It's picked up, however. Carnegie stops. He throws. Jump ball again, and it is incomplete. Same kind of pass. It just hung up forever. Intended for Tillman. Sean White was out there defensively for Brother Martin. Well, Brother Martin likes to blitz a lot, Noah, and they blitzed on that play, and Rummel did an excellent job of picking it up.
Well, Kenny, if Rummel continues to go to the air, you're going to find them blitzing a lot more, because that time Carnegie had all day to throw. Now they're going with a quick huddle, Kenny.
No huddle offense, and here's movement. Let's see how they call it. Looked like Gary Anderson, the left tackle, may have moved, and Marquez came across, and that's indeed the call. False start against Anderson and the Raiders. It's going to cost Rummel 5 yards, and that hurts. It'll be 3rd down and 14 instead of 3rd and 9.
Well, that's going to make the play calling a little bit more difficult for Joe Perkel as offensive coordinator. Now he's almost in a must-pass situation. We'll see what they do on 3rd and 14.
So we look at the Rummel sideline, and of course there's Joe Perkel in the white. And his offensive coordinator is, by the way, since you brought it up, Al Pontiff, the veteran coach. who was at Brother Martin last year and had been there for quite some time, and here he is on the opposite side here this evening. Carnegie off the play fake on third down, looking, throwing, and incomplete. The receiver fell, and it's unfortunate for Rummel because it looked like he was open. It was Johnny Heinz, the halfback out of the backfield. Carnegie had all kinds of time, but the receiver slipped, and that's a tough break for Rummel.
He really was, Kenny. Jeff Lupo, the defensive back for Brother Martin, got tied up with the intended receiver, Johnny Heights, and they call that coincidental contact. You know, 2 times out of 3, you might see a flag thrown on that play, but that time the official ruled that the contact was coincidental.
Well, here's a 39-yard field goal attempt by Jens Graverson, the senior, at 6'1". See if he's got the range. Pretty long one here. Snaps down, ball's in the air. It's high, but it looks to be off to the right, and no good. Just a bit short and just off to the right. Actually pretty close, but Graverson's kick fails, and a good possession for Rummel goes down the drain. And knowing that penalty of 5 yards really affected that field goal.
There's no doubt about it, Kenny. It was a crucial mistake on third down, and when you look back at that at the the end of the game, you might say, well, hey, we could have had a first down, or we could have possibly had a better shot at a field goal. But what Rummel's got to do now is they've got to go ahead and put the defense on the field and see if they can't stop Brother Martin at 3 down.
So the Crusaders take over 1st and 10 from their own 21-yard line with 8:58 to play in the first quarter. No score. Ken Trahan with Nolan Franz from Joe Yenny Stadium. Joe DeSalvo, the 5'11 junior quarterback for Brother Martin, sets the offense down. The 21-yard line. And on first down, the fake and the pitch, and there's running room for Greg Honore. Honore across the 30 to about the 31. He's close to a first down. Nice execution of the option by Joe DeSalvo, and Honore picks up 9. Yep.
Okay, Kenny, you're going to see the running back this time. Honore going to do a good job of taking the pitch from the quarterback. Little open field running here. You're going to see the running back make a move, but Cash, number 21, comes up and makes a nice tackle, assisted by number 46 for the Rummel Raiders. We'll get his number, Davin Severa, doing a good job of making an open field tackle, but not until the running back Honore had picked up 9 yards.
All right, second down, 1 yard to go for Brother Martin. Their own 30-yard line. DeSalvo barking signals. And rolling. He's broken containment. He has a first down, trying to get outside. He's at the 35. He's out of bounds at about the 38-yard line. Joe DeSalvo showing his fine athletic ability, where he's finally bumped out of bounds over there by number 45, Matthew Doyle, the outstanding middle linebacker. First down for the Crusaders. And DeSalvo's a good athlete, and we get another look at his ability here.
Okay, you're going to see him get outside and contain now. Derek Jackson was the man who was responsible for containment, but he couldn't get there. And the quarterback, DeSalvo, exploits it, and he picks up the first down on the outside. Kenny on the quarterback keeper.
All right, Dendu, the strong safety, actually made the contact, which drove the running back out of bounds. But Brother Martin, 1st and 10 from their own 38. The fullback is Eric Stack, directly behind the quarterback, DeSalvo. Everyone else is wide. That's Honore in motion, and he gets the football, trying to get outside, and cuts it back, and good yardage across the 45 to about the 46-yard line is Honore, before he's brought down by Dendu, the strong safety. Brother Martin is a quicker football team, Nolan, and they're trying to expose that quickness right now, trying to get to the corners.
Well, there's no doubt, Kenny. They're more physical and they're a lot bigger, and you're going to see Honore here. He's going to get to the outside, and he's virtually got room to run out there. He cuts back up inside, tries to pick up some more yardage, but actually would have been better if he had stayed outside. But still, another fine run by Honore. Anytime you pick up 8 and 9 yards in first down, Kenny, it puts the defense in a real bad situation.
Like 2nd and 2, which this is from the 47-yard line. Full house backfield this time behind DeSalvo. He keeps, he pitches. Boy, dangerous play, and a great open field tackle by Kevin Cash, who's the best defensive player for Rummel. He's outstanding. He's 5'11", 165-pound junior. Makes the stop on the play. Cash recovered a fumble to set up the only Rummel score against De La Salle last week. He had 7 tackles in that game, and a good look at Kevin Cash, who's a very talented junior.
Well, Kenny, if not for that open field tackle, DeSalvo might have picked up 25, 30 yards on the outside. That time, Derek Jackson was applying the pressure to DeSalvo, and DeSalvo made a great pitch in the last second. Actually, he was falling down, but again, credit Cash with a great one-on-one open field tackle.
Well, the option puts a lot of pressure on the defensive ends, the corners. They're the guys here today that are going to be watched closely on 3rd and 1. Straight ahead and close to a first down. I don't know. That's Eric Stack, the fullback. Needed to get just past the 48. He's at the 48, but this is awfully close. He may be just a tad short, Nolan.
I think it's going to be 4th down, Kenny. I think he's not going to quite have the first down. Rummel is really kind of outmatched here physically, Kenny, but you know the Raiders, they have great spirit, and Joe Perkel in his first year has the team playing pretty well so far, and he's looking forward to winning this game tonight. He says he expects to win this game tonight.
Don't think that they're outmatched physically, really. They're outmatched speed-wise, definitely. Rummel is big defensively at 250, 265, 230, and 200 across the front.
Well, Brother Martin's players might be just a little taller.
They are short by half a yard. And it's decision time for Bobby Conlon from his own 48-yard line. And they may go for it here. They're sending in apparently a play with 84, Brad Dakin. Barry Marquez is coming in at fullback, the two-way performer, and it looks like the Crusaders will go for it with 6:20 to play in the first half. Big play early on from their own 48-yard line. Who says Bob Conlon's conservative, right?
Big play early in the game, Kenny.
Quick snap and a first down. To about midfield, Bryce Williams, the wingback, on the carry, and the gamble pays off.
Good penetration inside, Kenny. You're going to see there a good job of penetrating that time. Number 42 for Rummel was there to apply the pressure, but unfortunately he couldn't make the tackle that time. Walter Dabdoud was there, but he could not make the tackle before the running back that picked up the first down. A big gamble, 4th down and 1, and they picked it up, Kenny, in the first quarter.
So the drive is alive with 5:53 to play in the first quarter. No score. Ken Trahan with Nolan Franz from Joe Yenny Stadium. Crusaders on the move. Receivers either side on first down. Joe DeSalvo, the quarterback, with Marquez behind him. And he's rolling. Gets a block. Trying to get outside, and he is dragged down at about the 46, maybe the 45. DeSalvo very quick. Dendu, the strong safety, making his 3rd stop already.
Well, Kenny, you're going to see DeSalvo right here. Watch the stiff arm move here. I like this out of this quarterback right here. Big man comes up to tackle him and says, no, take that. Who's that, number 30? Ben Duke came up to make the tackle and take the stiff arm that time from the quarterback, Joe DeSalvo. Not before he picked up 5 yards, though, on his own. You know, he reminds me a little bit of LaRose, the way he runs. Chad LaRose, a former quarterback from Brother Martin.
Chad, of course, at UCLA now on 2nd down and 5 yards to go. DeSalvo rolling, stumbling, recovering, stopping, and he is going to be hit and down. A yard, maybe 2, and that's all. Good coverage by Rummel defensively, making him keep the ball. And Sean Hummel, 92, the right defensive end, makes the stop along with Derek Jackson. And those are the guys, the defensive ends, that have to contain against this option offense.
Well, credit the secondary that time, Kenny, for covering the receivers downfield. You know, it's real tough for a right-handed quarterback to take the snap and roll to his left. At that time, DeSalvo found himself in the short side of the field, and after he pump fake once, he had no choice but to tuck it and try to get what he could, which was only about 3 yards. This brings up about 3rd and 4 now, Kenny.
3rd and a short 4 for Brother Martin. Rummel 43 officially. And the pitch, and a fumble on the play, and who wants it? The Raiders may have it, and they do. Bryce Williams unable to handle the pitch. Rummel comes up with it, and it's Derek Jackson, 99, that recovers it for the Raiders, their best lineman.
Well, you're going to see an errant pitch here. A little one. It wasn't really an errant pitch, Kenny. It was a good pitch that time, but Bryce Williams couldn't hang on to it. Now, here's the mad scramble for the football, and boy, I tell you what, when that pigskin's on the ground.
It's actually 98, Ryan O'Shaughnessy, the linebacker that comes up with it. The 6'3", 195-pounder gives Rummel the football at the Brother Martin 46. Here's the pitch, and a good block. 40, 35, first down, hard running inside the 35 to the 33-yard line is Brad Tillman, driven out of bounds by Jeff Lupo, 46, and Alton Jones, 7. But a nice run by Brad Tillman.
Okay, you're going to see the running back here, Kenny, for Rummel. Great job here taking the pitch. Good blocking out front. Fine job of running the football. Jerry Leonic, check that, number 23.
That's the Crusaders.
Brad Tillman running, but credit the block to Jeremy Leonic. A fine block there to spring the running back.
Indeed, and on first down across the 30, maybe the 29-yard line as they dive straight ahead. That's Leonic, the ball carrier. Leonic runs into Kenny Haynes, 72, and Barry Marquez, 33, as we look at some of the nicer sights here this evening.
Kenny, in order for Rummel to win this football game, they're going to have to control the football, keep Brother Martin's offense off the field, and this is what they're doing right now. They've got the football. They're picking up good yardage. They've got to keep control of the football in order to beat Brother Martin tonight.
On 2nd down and 7, the option, bad pitch. It's on the ground, picked up by Quito. Quito down at about the 29. Same type of play that Brother Martin turned it over on. The pitch was bad, and And it could have been a good play for Rummel if the pitch would have been good.
You're going to see great penetration that time, Kenny, by number 33 and number 46, Jeff Lupo.
And Barry Marquez.
Barry Marquez was in there forcing the action, and that's what caused the quarterback to pitch that ball inadvertently. But you're right, Kenny, it could have turned out very well for Rummel, but unfortunately it didn't, setting up a 3rd down and 5.
Brother Martin likes to blitz directly upfield. We saw it there. Here's a big hole. He may go. Tillman at the 5. Tillman. Touchdown, Rummel.
Well, Kenny, you called it. You want to blitz, you live by the blitz, you die by the blitz. That time, Brother Martin shot the gap. Tillman on the quick hitter. No one in the secondary. That's 6 points for Rummel here, and that's a big play from the Raiders.
Brad Tillman from 28 yards out, and we'll see it again.
All right, Kenny, everybody's plugging the gaps. Look, nobody in the secondary. Tillman, untouched, not really touched until about the 4-yard line. Andre Bruni trying to bring him down, dragging him down, but no, Tillman finds the end zone.
Here's the extra point attempt by Graverson, and he drills it. It's perfect. 3:21 to play first quarter at Joe Yenny Stadium with our score, Archbishop Rummel 7, Brother Martin nothing. We'll be back with more first quarter action in just a moment.
Best ways the business community and the educational system can work together is through junior achievement. JA is business leaders sharing their experience and insights on a practical level. And JA's many different programs allow for a range of involvement, including fun events like the JA Bowling Classic fundraiser on October the 20th. Any business or individual can underwrite a team and help a good cause. Call this number today and find out how you can become a supporter of junior achievement.
3:21 to play first quarter, 7-0. Rummel on top of Brother Martin. A turnover leading to a 46-yard drive, capped by a 28-yard touchdown run by Brad Tillman. Graverson's extra point was good, and the Raiders have the early lead. And as we look at the Rummel sideline, there's head coach Joe Burkell talking it over with his offense. Has to be pleased with that. You know, Brother Martin comes into this game with a 7-game win streak against Rummel. That's an incredible streak in this district, this type of competition. So you know that gnaws at the Raiders a little bit. They're out early here this evening. All right, here's the kick by Jimmy Quito, and it's fielded at the 20-yard line. Short kick, 25, using his wall, 30. Out to about the 36 is Honore on a nice return, and Brother Martin with pretty good field position from that point. Pablo Renier, the reserve running back for the Raiders, 39, makes the stop. Renner on the stop, and Brother Martin will put it in play from their own 36. Their second possession of the game with 3:16 to play in the quarter. On their initial possession, Nolan, it looked like Brother Martin could get wide.
They sure can, Kenny. Rummel's defensive ends are going to have to do a better job of making sure that they don't break contain and trying to contain DeSalvo, because when DeSalvo gets outside, there's nobody there to tackle it.
On first down, the dive play, and a tough 3 yards there for Brother Martin, and the ball carrier was 30 Eric Stack, the fullback, to about the 38-yard line. It'll be second down and about 7 yards to go. Matthew Doyle, the middle linebacker, on the stop. Doyle, the son of athletic director Ronnie Doyle, a longtime AD of Rummel High School, recovered a fumble on the last play of the game against De La Salle last week to seal that victory. Second down, 7 yards to go. Movement up front, no contact, however. Full house backfield behind DeSalvo. On the option, DeSalvo across the 40 to about the 42-yard line. Ryan O'Shaughnessy, 98, along with Kevin Cash, 21. O'Shaughnessy, a nice-looking player, rangy at 6'3", 195. Reminds some of Pat Stant. He has the opportunity to get bigger. You look at some of the Rummel cheerleaders.
For a junior, that's good size. Kenny, 6'3", 195-pound junior. Now, that was a great job that time by Shaughnessy and Cash of stretching it out and making the defensive tackle.
Third down and about 4 yards to go from the 41-yard line. Crusaders, again, the full house backfield, wide side, the right side. They're coming this way. The pitch. Can he get there? Trying to get outside. Shakes one tackle and another, and he might have got it. Great effort by Bryce Williams. The Raiders were out there, but Williams shook a couple of tackles, and he makes the first down.
I tell you what, this is an outstanding play by Bryce Williams. Watch Cash. He's coming out the secondary. Oh, he missed the face mask there, but this is a 7-yard loss right here, Kenny. And then Bryce Williams, on second effort, is going to break another tackle. A great effort by Bryce Williams to pick up the first down. He's going to tightrope the sideline, and right before he steps out of bounds, as you see right there, he picks up the first down.
Yeah, and a good mark. Officials really on the spot to get that right at the 46-yard line. Just enough for the first down to keep the drive alive. 1:53 to play first quarter. Here's Joe DeSalvo. Faking, looking to throw. Slant, incomplete. Well covered, I should mention, by the Raiders. The intended receiver was number 1, David Estorge, but a lot of Rummel players in the area.
Well, that time Kenny DeSalvo was looking for his receiver on a slant route, but Rummel was in a cover 2 zone, so the defensive back bumped him inside and really broke up the pattern that the receiver was running, so they had no attempt to complete the pass.
That's where we're at, Joe Yenny Stadium, the East Bank of Jefferson Parish. Second down, 10 yards to go. DeSalvo barking signals, a lone receiver left, another right. Salvo taking a lot of time and giving it straight up, and not much there.
Seems like what they're doing, Kenny, is they're letting DeSalvo read the weakness in the defense. If they're strong right, he's audibilizing and running the bone attack to the left side. Seems like he's spending a lot of time at the line of scrimmage trying to determine the defense and call the play.
Eric Stack, the ball carrier. Scott Wingert, the weak side linebacker, the 180-pound senior on the stop for Rummel. Gain of 2, it'll be 3rd and 8.
Well, this is what Rummel wants. They want Brother Martin in those 3rd and long type situations now, so the defense can sit back and play some football.
Crusaders from their own 48-yard line with twin receivers left and another right, and they're rolling left. DeSalvo looking, he'll run. DeSalvo breaks a tackle. DeSalvo fumbles the ball, but I think he was down, and he might have his first down. He stretched the ball out to try to get the first down, but I believe the ground caused the fumble here, Nolan.
Great play by DeSalvo this time. Good block that time by the running back, number 30 for Brother Martin. DeSalvo doing a good job, Kenny, here, breaking off the tackle of O'Shaughnessy, and you're going to see the ball pop loose, Kenny, but I think you're right. I don't know. We couldn't see, but again, the ground cannot cause a fumble, so I think that's what the officials ruled here. On the replay, you couldn't really see DeSalvo hit the ground, but the ball did pop free.
And again, he gets his first down by the nose of the football. Martin at the Rummel 43 on the move with 43 seconds and counting first quarter. Salvo showing his running ability there. On the dive play to the 41, the fullback. Stack. 92, Sean Hummel on the bottom of the pile for Rummel. Pickup of 2, maybe 3. It'll be second down and about 7 yards to go.
Matthew Doyle was in on that tackle too, Kenny, number 45. Again, as you said, he recovered a fumble in the last play of the game last week versus De La Salle, and he's out there calling the defensive signals for the Rummel Raiders.
Dabnoob in defensively for Wingert. 10 seconds to play in the quarter. They may or may not get this play off. We'll see. 5 seconds now, and again, DeSalvo reads the defense. And I don't think they're going to get this one off. And they will not. The quarter comes to a close. So at the end of 1 quarter of play from Joe Yenny Stadium, our score, Archbishop Rummel 7, Brother Martin nothing. We'll be back with our second quarter of action in just a moment.
There is a star that can help you plan your day. Cox Cable brings you WeatherStar, the latest in weather graphic technology. Every 5 minutes, WeatherStar gives you current conditions, local forecasts, live color weather radar, and more. The latest, most accurate weather information 24 hours a day when you need it on the Weather Channel. Cox Cable wants you to be prepared. WeatherStar, because your time is valuable.
Second quarter of action about to begin. Ken Trahan along with Nolan Franz. Rummel 7-0 over Brother Martin. We start the second quarter with the Crusaders with a nice drive going. The Rummel 40-yard line, second down, 7 yards to go. Well, you have to be impressed with DeSalvo thus far, and here he is rolling right. He's broken containment. He can run, but he throws, and it's caught. And a first down, Brother Martin. Nice throw by DeSalvo. Stuck it right in there in the seam, and he got it out there to Estorge. And the Crusaders have it at the Rummel 30-yard line, and a first down, Brother Martin.
Well, Kenny, I tell you, DeSalvo is so quick when he gets outside. He makes a determination whether he wants to run or pass. That time, Estorge found the seam, and it was a nice little quick pass in there for about 12 to 13-yard pickup.
DeSalvo was 6 of 11 for 63 yards against Jesuit last week. He's got great numbers on the year. We'll tell you about those in just a moment. On 1st and 10 from the Rummel 30. Crusaders marching toward a potential tying score here. And the pitch, and they've got this one well defended. It'll be a loss. Kevin Cash comes up to make the play on Bryce Williams as Rummel read that one well. And Cash Sure tackler was there first. Scott Wingert cleaned up, and it'll be second down at about 13, a loss of 3.
Well, Kenny, as you said before, Al Pontiff, the Rummel Raider offensive coordinator, was the Brother Martin offensive coordinator for the last 6 years or more. So Rummel has a good idea of the scheme of what Brother Martin's doing, and I think that's why we're seeing the quarterback come up to the line of scrimmage to DeSalvo to try to audibilize, because Rummel's defenses are designed now to stop the Martin attack.
DeSalvo on the year came in 26 of 45 for 271 yards and 2 touchdowns. That's 58% completion. And that's amazing on any level. On second down, Honore in motion. And they give straight ahead, and not much. Rummel defending that well. As the fullback stack doesn't have much room. O'Shaughnessy was there. Barron was there for Rummel. Defensively, Barron's a big one. 6'4", 265, and just a sophomore.
I'm sorry I said these guys were small. I'm starting to look at this depth chart now, and these guys are pretty hefty. This is a big play right here. Kenny Rummel's got them 3rd and 13. They can sit back, call some nice defensive play, aggressive too.
That's George Ryan shouting defensive signals out, the former head coach at Rummel, longtime assistant at Rummel, now an assistant again under Joe Burkell, and doing a fine job. On 3rd down and 12 yards to go. Again, Honore in motion. DeSalvo rolls that way. Stops, throws. He has his man, but he goes down at the 23, short of a first down by about 3 yards. Nice throw again by DeSalvo. He zips it in there. Honore, who had a 14-yard touchdown and a 2-point conversion against Jesuit last week, makes the catch. We'll see it again.
You're going to see DeSalvo, Kenny rolling out to his left. He's going to find Honore. Nice pass and a really nice catch, too, by Honore. He couldn't do much with it. He had to lay out to actually catch the football, which he comes up about 3 yards short. We're probably going to see the field goal team on the field.
I think they're going for it on 4th and 3, and indeed they will. Well, they have a great kicker, but they're going to go for it here on 4th and 3. They've got confidence. Here the Rummel sideline chanting Raider pride. DeSalvo barking signals. Bryce Williams, the motion man. DeSalvo rolling. He can run for it. He will. And he will get the first down and go out of bounds at about the 18-yard line. DeSalvo using that quickness once again. And the sprint out offense for Brother Martin has been very effective.
Kenny, I could have called it for you. Sprint out to the right. Now watch Stack. A good block by Stack is going to let DeSalvo get to the sideline and find the chains. He found the first down markers and did exactly what he needed to do. Pick up the first down, get out of bounds, and let's live to play the next play.
You call that right. Great block by Stack on Matthew Doyle, and that really sprung him. Brother Martin is getting to the corners, and they've got an excellent drive and process here at the Rummel 18-yard line. 1st and 10. Salvo, the quarterback. To the fullback, no, the pitch. Breaks a tackle. And inside the 15 to about the 14-yard line goes Bryce Williams. Raiders had a chance to make the stop upfield, but a missed tackle again, and good running by Bryce Williams allows him to pick up 4. It'll be 2nd and 6. Williams, a 5'10 senior. He comes in 4th in the district in rushing with 50 carries for 301 yards and 2 touchdowns. He's a fine player.
I tell you, Kenny, Derek Jackson, number 99, is coming so close. Every time DeSalvo pitches that ball, I predict sooner or later tonight he's going to catch him right before he pitches the football. But DeSalvo so far is doing an excellent job of pitching the ball right before contact is made.
On 2nd and 6. Second man, and he's drilled. Bryce Williams hit hard. And it looked like Scott Wingert, 55, who makes the stop, along with 99, Derek Jackson. Pickup of about a yard and a good pop here.
You're going to see some good contact here, Kenny. We heard it all the way up in the stands. But look, Derek Jackson's going to get the first initial lick, and I tell you what, that's all it took. That time Bryce Williams had nowhere to go. That was a picture-perfect tackle.
Jackson, 6'2", 250, a senior, their best lineman. Rummel has shut him down inside. It's been the outside stuff that's been effective for Brother Martin. Receivers either side on 3rd down and 5. In motion is Honore. They will roll that way. Cuts it in, and he'll be stopped short of his first down at about the 12. Wingert, 55, was there, along with 92, Sean Hummel. Is that time they forced him to cut it back for the first time this evening thus far.
Finally, Rummel's figured out that DeSalvo on 3rd down is their money man. He's going to either roll the ball out and pick up the first down or throw the quick pass. That time they got him to cut back inside, and they made the tackle, and now they forced him with a 4th down and 4, and now they're going to bring the field goal team on.
And as I mentioned previously, probably the best kicker in the state, in Eric Escher, a young man who on his own has won 7 ball games with field goals. Had a 38-yarder a week ago against Jesuit. He's a terrific kicker. DeSalvo will set it down, slight angle left. It'll be a 29-yard attempt. Good snap, ball down, kick up, and Escher has drilled it. Perfect, no problem.
Well, Kenny, I've seen some field goal kickers barefooted, but I've never seen one kick with just a sock on.
He's the best kicker in the state, and he shows you why. With 7:01 to play here, first half. Timeout on the field. Our score, Rummel 7, Brother Martin 3. We'll be back with more in just a moment.
Hey, are your kids on a Jefferson Prep football team? Then watch them on Cox Cable Prep Football Game of the Week. The best games in Jefferson each week, brought to you in color and with slow-mo. An instant replay. Join Kenny Trahan and Henry Rando each Sunday at 6 p.m. on Cox Cable Jefferson Channel 6. What? You've got something to do on Sunday? Then tape the game yourself on Mondays at 4 and 9 p.m. and watch it when you can. Cox Cable Prep Football Game of the Week. Hey, we even had 4K on here once.
7:01 to play here in the first half. That's our score. Rummel 7, Brother Martin 3. Ken Trahan along with Nolan Franz from Joe Yenny Stadium in Metairie. And a good drive by the Crusaders produces 3 points. 53-yard drive and a lot of third down conversions for Brother Martin, but not on the last play.
Well, that's true, Kenny. So far, Brother Martin's having pretty good success on 3rd and 4th down, and that time they were helped by a couple of key plays by DeSalvo running the football on the outside, and the Rummel defense did exactly what it was supposed to do. It bent, but it didn't broke, and they had to bring in the field goal kicker and take the 3 points.
Didn't break either. Here's Escher to kick it off, and this is Dalfarez at the 15. Goes outside. Nice cut. He's at the 40. Another good cut across the 45. You got to like this young man, Stephen Dalfarez. Eric Stack, 30 on the stop, and a terrific return by that young man, Dalfarez, who's already had 3 big plays in this game.
Well, I'll tell you what, Kenny, number 21, Kevin Cash, is looking for his jock right now because that time he made an excellent cut and Cash went sliding by him. What you got to do is when you're on a kickoff team, you got to run down and keep it contained.
Well, you're actually talking about Andre Bruni for Brother Martin, 21. Cash plays for Rummel. On first down, this is Leonic driving hard. Leonic to about the 49. Didn't have much, but fought for a couple nonetheless. A gain of 3. Dante Ascani, 40 on the stop for Brother Martin. Ascani, just a sophomore at 206 pounds with a good future. Second down, 7 yards to go. Rummel from their own 49. Fast-moving game. 6:30 to play first half.
We haven't seen many pass attempts, Kenny, and when we have seen pass attempts, they've been completed, so the clock's been running.
Double wing here, and here's Heinz in motion. Carnegie rolling, gets a block. He can run. He's got room. 50, 45, 40. First down, Carnegie. He's inside the 40 to about the 37. And Rummel takes a page out of Brother Martin's playbook there.
It's a great play here, Kenny. This time Carnegie's going to roll on the outside. This is run all the way. There's no way he's going to throw the football. He shows his good speed. He gets to the sideline. Now he picks up about 15 yards before he's finally knocked out of bounds by the linebacker, Larry Moore. Fine play that time by Carnegie. As you said, they took a little play out of Brother Martin's playbook that time.
To the 37, a gain of 14 on first down. The option, pitch to Heinz. He fumbles. Brother Martin has it. He simply dropped the ball.
No doubt, Kenny. Good pitch, but Heinz took his eye off the football.
And Barry Marquez, 33, recovers.
You're going to see here, Kenny, look, straight through his arms. You got to look it in, tuck the football in before you run with it out there. And that time there was no way he could possibly even get back onto the football. And number 33, Barry Marquez, the two-way starter for Brother Martin, jumps on the football. So now we each have a turnover, one for Rummel and one for Brother Martin.
Things have evened out in that department, and Brother Martin gets it at their own 43. Good field position with 6:09 to play in the first half, trailing 7-3. Coming up at halftime, I'll talk with both coaches, Bob Conlon of Brother Martin, Joe Burkell of Rummel. We'll have the bands as well. On first down, DeSalvo. Optioning, pitching, gets a great block. Here's Bryce Williams in the secondary. Look out, he's at the 40. He's down to the 35. He has a first down for the Crusaders. Bryce Williams into the secondary on the good pitch from DeSalvo. Eric Roboto makes a touchdown-saving tackle. But a big play for Brother Martin.
Can't say enough again, Kenny, about the blocking of Eric Stack. That time an excellent block. What DeSalvo did was he made people think that he was going to keep the football, and at the last moment he pitched back to the running back, and it was just a great play for Brother Martin.
Gain of 22 yards for Bryce Williams. And Brother Martin on the move once again on first down. Keeping and being stuffed this time is DeSalvo, as Rummel had a host of players there. Jackson was there initially, along with Sean Hummel and Ryan O'Shaughnessy defensively. Wingirder also in the vicinity.
Anytime your quarterback carries the football as much as DeSalvo is carrying it tonight, Kenny, he's going to be bruised and beat up. I tell you what, after this game, that young man's going to be sore.
Will take some hits. They pick up 1 yard on the play at 2nd down and 9. Cecil McDaniel, a sophomore, checks in defensively for Rummel. Woods is out on 2nd down and 9 yards to go. Receivers on either side as DeSalvo barks signals. That's Bryce Williams in motion. And they give it straight ahead. And, well, to about the 30. Bryce Williams bounced it outside. Ryan O'Shaughnessy on the stop as they went to the short side of the field. And that'll tell you how well Brother Martin's executing. It's hard to follow the football. They're doing a good job.
Well, the play fake and the ball handling of DeSalvo is very good right now, and Brother Martin does a good job of disguising it. Now you're going to see Shaughnessy bringing down Bryce Williams by his shirt tail that time, but not until he picked up almost 5 yards.
That's a nice tackle by Ryan O'Shaughnessy, because that could have been a big gainer. Instead, a gain of 4, 3rd and 5. Just outside the Rummel 30 with 4:25 to play here in the first half. Excellent football game thus far. DeSalvo rolling right. Stops, throws, has a man open, 1st down and more. Out of bounds at about the 18-yard line is Greg Honore. Boy, great job of DeSalvo of pulling up at the last instant and seeing his open receiver.
You're right, Kenny. This time DeSalvo back to pass. They're going to find Honore in the right flat. Honore doing a great job of keeping his feet in bounds, but when he spun around, he found himself out of bounds. But again, DeSalvo made that play happen because he found Honore tight-roping the sideline.
Wingirder in the vicinity, but you have to give credit to Joe DeSalvo. His brother Martin has done a great job on 3rd down situations thus far.
You know, Kenny, as the quarterback position goes at Brother Martin, so goes Brother Martin. They've got a good athlete at quarterback.
On 1st down, cut back, he may go. Great cut by DeSalvo. He's in for the touchdown from 17 yards out. Joe DeSalvo showing his athletic ability, puts Brother Martin on top of the 4:08 mark.
Well, Kenny, it was just a great play. I mean, the words hadn't got out of my mouth that they have a good athlete at that position. And you're going to see DeSalvo on the fake. He's going to come around the left side, cut up inside. Now watch this cut right here. Hey, no way. That's a fantastic play. Eric Rabat had no chance. And Joe DeSalvo, 5'11", 160-pound junior, puts the Brother Martin Crusaders up 9-7 with the PAT pending.
And the holder here will be Joe DeSalvo for Eric Escher. And no problem for Escher. He drills it. 4:08 to play first half, and the Brother Martin Crusaders enjoy their first lead of the game. 10-7 over Rummel. We'll take the break here. Back with more in just a moment.
Small businesses too often fail because of poor beginnings. Jefferson Parish Economic Development Commission helps small businesses through its many support programs. The Jetco Enterprise Center is a small business incubator providing its participants with low-cost rental space and other important support services. Business incubator programs like the Enterprise Center have an 85% success rate, contrasted to an 80% failure rate by new small businesses outside of an incubator program. To find out more, call Jetco.
A ground's eye view here from Joe Yenny Stadium. From behind, Ryan O'Shaughnessy of Rummel. 4:08 to play first half. Brother Martin 10, Rummel 7. The turnover leads to another score. So 2 turnovers, and both times teams have capitalized. 57-yard drive. DeSalvo a 17-yard touchdown run. And here's Escher's kickoff. Hits it strong this time. Tough one to handle. And Tillman will get it at the 10 finally. 20. 25, 26, and that's all. That's where Rummel will put it in play first down. Larry Moore was there for Brother Martin, along with number 45, Scott Catalanato. So the Raiders, who have looked good offensively, other than the turnover, will take over here, their own 26-yard line. DeSalvo, well, he's been very impressive thus far. 9 carries, 52 yards, and a score. 3 for 4 passing, 34 yards. Strong candidate already for our Cox Cable AAA Trophies Player of the Game. On first down, the fullback, nothing. Leonic rather, to about the 32. Not much there as Marquez, 33, who's been very busy on both sides of the ball, makes the stop.
He sure has, Kenny. We've called his number a couple times tonight. Brother Martin on the inside is very, very tough, and Rummel has really found nowhere to run the football inside the tackle position.
Well, they certainly found room when they scored a touchdown.
That's true. That was one play that, you know, they blitzed, and they found Leonic found himself in the secondary with nobody around him. So I doubt if you see Brother Martin take as many chances now.
There's Tillman on the score, of course, on 2nd and 9. And to about the 29, pickup of maybe 3 yards on the play for Jimmy Quito. The 5'7" sophomore who had a 4-yard touchdown run against De La Salle a week ago.
Okay, you're going to see Guito carry the football here, Kenny. Nice run up the middle. Tackled by Scott Cernick, number 70. Not until he had picked up 4 yards.
Cernick with an arm tackle and stopped the play. Here's a big rush on 3rd down in the flat and incomplete. Tillman had a step, but the pass led him too much. And the Raiders will have to punt it away. Alton Jones was out there defensively for the Crusaders, and Rummel will have to punt it for the first time this evening.
We're going to see Kenny, the quarterback this time, Carnegie, really pressured, and that's what caused him to throw the football. Receiver had no chance to catch the football because he was pressured that time. The intended receiver, number 23 for Rummel. The pressure credited to Scott Cernick.
Here's a big rush, but they get the punt off, does Bertuzzi. Takes a Rummel bounce, and it will be down, let's see, inside the 30 at 29-yard line. So an excellent punt as it turns out. And Brother Martin will put it in play from their own 29 with 2:51 to play, leading 10-7. Yeah, the pressure really stopped that last play, as you mentioned, because Tillman was open.
Well, Kenny, that's what Rummel did not want to do, is come out, run 3 plays, and punt the football. They want to try to control the football, get a couple of first downs, and going in at halftime only behind by 3 points. But what they've done now is they've given Brother Martin the football back. Brother Martin's got the momentum, and let's see what they can do now with just under 3 minutes to play before halftime.
And you hate to give the ball to number 3 DeSalvo if you're Rummel, because this young man's been terrific thus far this evening. On 1st down from the 29-yard line. Rolling right. Oh, he took a big hit. Throws incomplete. I mean, he was buried. Matthew Doyle, 45, buried in the intended receiver out there. Looked to be Estorge. Actually, it was, yes, it was Estorge, number 1. But a big hit by Doyle on DeSalvo, and he'll remember that one.
Tell you what, Kenny, he jumped up to throw the football, and that time Doyle caught him right in the midsection. I'm sure he felt the air leave his lungs. But that was, he shows he's a good athlete. He can take a hit. That's quite commendable on that man's part.
He's taking some tonight. He's just a junior. Well, you just have to love Joe DeSalvo. 3 of 5 passing now.
I don't want to use the word unstoppable, but he's been kind of hard to defend.
That's right. 2nd and 10, their own 29, Crusaders. Honore in motion. Good block at the point of attack, and the throw is caught, and a broken tackle to the 45, to the 47-yard line. DeSalvo hitting his man, Bryce Williams. 55 wind girder brought him down, but another first down for Brother Martin at their own 47. Well executed.
Great play, Kenny. Go see the little roll out of here to the left. Now watch DeSalvo right before he takes the hit, unloaded. Great play. Bryce Williams making the catch, picking up about 15 yards in the play. You're going to see the tackling there by the Rummel Raiders, number 30, on the stop. The Rummel Raiders.
Scott Wingardner made the initial stop, 55. First down, 47-yard line with 2:20 to play here in the first half. DeSalvo will cut it up to about midfield. Billy Barron, big number 94, trapped him from behind. And I have to believe that all of this rolling is going to take a toll on Rummel's defense, because they're chasing all night. DeSalvo is limping.
It's going to take its toll on its quarterback, too, I tell you.
That's not good news. Well, you talked about the hits he's taking. And now he'll call timeout with 1:57 to play in the half. Brother Martin takes timeout, so we'll take a timeout as well. With 1:57 to play in the half, our score, Brother Martin 10, Rummel 7. We'll be back in just a moment.
We do much more than entertain.
We install and we maintain. Man control. Climb the pole.
We're Cox Cable. Count on me and count on me to bring the world's best TV. 'Cause all we do for you. We're Cox Cable.
A look at the Rummel sideline. 1:57 to play in the half. Raiders trailing the Crusaders 10-7. Ken Trahan along with Nolan Franz. Here's a reminder, at the conclusion of this one, we'll be selecting a Cox Cable AAA Trophies Player of the Game. We'll have a trophy presentation on the field, courtesy of AAA Trophies on Florida Avenue in Kenner. All right, 2nd down, 7. And good news for Brother Martin, DeSalvo's in there. He's okay. Full house backfield from midfield. They'll run the option again. DeSalvo will be hit, and he will be down. Ryan O'Shaughnessy, 98, the fine, strong side linebacker makes the stop after a gain of 2, and the clock continues to run with 1:40 to play. It's 3rd and 5 from the Rummel 48.
Well, Kenny, I tell you, DeSalvo, he's showing the wear and tear of running this option attack of Brother Martin. He's nice. He's kind of gippy laid out there right now, and he's taking a lot of hits, and we're going to have to see if he can hold up with 1:27 right before the half.
49, the actual line of scrimmage. We'll call it 3rd down, a short 6. Salvo bark signals, puts Honore in motion. You know he'll roll that way. They always do. There he is. Stopping, throwing, got him. Wide open. First down inside the 40 to about the 38-yard line. Bryce Williams, the receiver. And the Crusaders are finding players open in the secondary.
Well, Kenny, Joe DeSalvo rolling to your left. Another fine play. This Bryce Williams right across the middle. Nobody in the zone area. His knee touched the ground, so automatically that's where the official is going to spot the football.
And a pickup of 10 yards and a first down. Boy, they've been uncanny on 3rd down thus far.
I don't think they've had but maybe one time where they were stopped, Kenny, and they went on it on 4th down. So they've really been virtually unstoppable on 3rd and 4th down so far.
Receivers on either side on first down. DeSalvo rolling right. Gets a block, fakes, stops, throws, and it's caught. Flag is down. Close to a first down. Well, now they say incomplete as he took the hit and lost the ball, did Estorge. There is a flag down back at the line of scrimmage. And this could be holding, and it is. Paul Mayoral signaling holding. It's going to cost Brother Martin 10 yards.
Kenny, if I'm not mistaken, that's the first penalty we've seen this half, so it's been a penalty-free ball game so far.
Second we've seen. Rummel had a false start earlier, but boy, you love to see that, don't you?
Yeah, both teams are playing very well. It shows the coaches haven't prepared. They're really disciplined out there tonight. They're doing everything they should do, and they're arriving on the spot, and they're playing good sound football.
So the 10-yard penalty puts it back to the Rummel 49-yard line, and Brother Martin will have it from there, 1st and 20 with 45 seconds to play, and a couple of timeouts left here in the first half. Salvo again barks signals. Wonderful roll right. Never would have guessed. And incomplete this time. Same play. They tried to get it to Bryce Williams on the other side, but that time he was in traffic as Matthew Doyle, 45, and Ben Dew, 30, were there.
Well, Kenny, what Rummel's doing now is they're dropping back into pass defense. DeSalvo rolling to your right. Now watch, look at the defenders around this receiver. There's 3 people around him. Rummel is now playing in a pure pass defense. It's going to make it real hard for DeSalvo to find an open receiver.
You saw Wingirder, 55, also there for the Raiders. 2nd down, 10 yards to go from the 49-yard line. Honore in motion once again, and they give it straight up, and a big play defensively. Tried to catch him, Stack up the middle, but Stack didn't have anything there as Matthew Doyle, 45, was there for Rummel, along with Cecil McDaniel, 91.
Quick hitting play across the middle, Kenny, and that time Stack, number 45, made the great open field tackle. If he hadn't made that tackle, the clock's running with 19 seconds left.
They're taking a lot of time.
Either have to call a timeout or get a playoff because the clock's going to run out.
Now they have to rush up to the line of scrimmage. 11 seconds, 10, could be the last play of the game, half rather. Rolling DeSalvo on 3rd down, pump fakes, looking for the sideline, goes out of bounds with 4 seconds left, but it's 4th down and long. So perhaps they waited too long. Maybe should have called the timeout there, Nolan.
Well, they had one, Kenny. I'm not sure what the confusion was. I think the coaches thought they could probably get the playoff and get something done. But what happened was the Brother Martin Crusaders took a little bit too much time getting to the line. There was some confusion there. Fortunately, they did get the playoff, but they only have 5 seconds now left before the half.
And now the Raiders will call timeout to make sure they got themselves set correctly defensively. You'd like to think they'll probably set up in a 3-deep zone here if Brother Martin elects to go for it on 4th down with 4 seconds left. And I'm sure they'll go for it because with 4 seconds left, no sense in chancing a punt. You can run the clock out if nothing else.
I don't know if DeSalvo's got the kind of arm to throw the ball downfield approximately 47 yards, but we'll have to wait and see.
Now we get a chance to look at the Louisiana Sports Writers Association Quad A statewide rankings. And the Ruston Bearcats, who have been dominant thus far this year, remain number 1. Archbishop Shaw knocking on the door. Neville 3rd with Ouachita, the defending state champs, 4th. St. Augustine Purple Knights unbeaten coming into this weekend, 5th. Woodlawn of Shreveport is 6th. Thibodaux, the Tigers, 7th with Natchitoches 8th. The Covington Lions are 9th, and St. Amant is 10th. And you know, that St. Amant team is a team that beat Rummel by just 1 point earlier this year. I wonder if she was there.
Well, she's pretty happy right now. We've got a nice crowd out here for this game tonight. Beautiful weather, and both sides are well represented.
So on 4th down, as we surmise, Noah, they'll go for it here. Rummel drops into a 2 deep here. Defensively, DeSalvo with 3 receivers split, and they hand it off. And he's got a lot of running room. Greg Honore trying to get outside. It'll be the last play of the half. Honore goes out of bounds and the half ends. So it's just a stat padding run, if you will. Gain of about 28 yards on the play by Honore, but the half comes to a close. A half dominated by Brother Martin statistically, but they go to the locker room with just a 10-7 lead, and it's been an interesting ball game thus far. Both teams capitalizing on turnovers for their lone touchdowns, and Brother Martin adding a field goal by Eric Escher, and that's the margin right now. 10-7 at the half, Crusaders over the Raiders. We'll take the break here. When we come back in just a moment, we'll feature both bands, and you'll hear from both coaches, Bobby Conlon of the Crusaders, Joe Burkell of the Raiders. We'll be back in just a moment.
One of the best ways the business community and the educational system can work together is through junior achievement. JA is business leaders sharing their experience and insights on a practical level. And JA's many different programs allow for a range of involvement, including fun events like the JA Bowling Classic fundraiser on October the 20th. Any business or individual can underwrite a team and help a good cause. Call this number today and find out how you can become a supporter of junior achievement.
No penalties. Fine. Halftime here at Joe Yenny Stadium. Ken Trahan along with Nolan Franz. 10-7 Brother Martin on top of the Rummel Raiders. We watch the Brother Martin band perform, and as we do so, we'll recap the scoring here in the first half this evening. Rummel opened the scoring here this evening. Brad Tillman with a 28-yard run. Jens Graverson's extra point was good, and Rummel led 7-0. That following a turnover. The Raiders drove 46 yards. Brother Martin came back as Eric Escher finished off a drive of 58 yards with a 29-yard field goal. Rummel still led 7-3. And then Brother Martin came back and took the lead following a Raider turnover. The Crusaders drove 56 yards. Joe DeSalvo capping the drive with a 17-yard run, a scamper, if you will. Outstanding run by DeSalvo. Escher's extra point was good, and that's where we stand, 10-7 at the half. Brother Martin on top of the Rummel Raiders, and what's been an exciting and well-played first half, and a quick-moving first half as well, I might add. 11 quad A action between the Crusaders and the Raiders here this evening. As we look at the Brother Martin band, earlier this evening I had a chance to talk with both coaches. First, Joe Burkell of the Archbishop Rummel Raiders. Rummel head coach Joe Burkell. Joe, it's been an interesting season thus far. A couple of big wins, in particular the one last week against De La Salle, and I know they've got this team up as a result of that.
That really was a big win for us, Kenny. We had a chance to play a tough team last week. Very good on defense, explosive on offense, and our kids hung in there all the way to the end. As it turned out, it was a big boost for our confidence.
This would have to be described as a working-class team, a blue-collar type of team. You don't get it done with big plays. You have to rely on solid defense and long drives to produce points.
Exactly. We're not blessed with a tremendous amount of talent. We're not very fast and not very big, but the kids play hard week in and week out, and they play tough every play. And, with that kind of attitude, it's the good things that happen for us.
And yet, at this point in the season, despite being picked near the bottom, and understandably so, here you are 2-1 with another half to play tonight and a chance to really put yourself right smack in the middle of this thing.
Well, we feel like the next 3 weeks are going to tell us, a story for where we're going to be at the end of the season. We have Brother Martin tonight, which is always a battle to the end for us with this team, with the Crusaders. And then we got St. Aug next week in Jesuit. So the next 3 weeks are going to determine what type of outcome we have at the end of the season.
Well, Joe, best of luck to you here in the second half tonight and throughout the rest of the season.
Thank you, Kenny.
Joe Burkell of the Rummel Raiders. And when we come back in just a moment, we'll talk with Bobby Conlon of Brother Martin High School.
Hey, are your kids on a Jefferson Prep football team? Then watch them on Cox Cable Prep Football Game of the Week. The best games in Jefferson each week, brought to you in color and with slow-mo. An instant replay. Join Kenny Trahan and Henry Rando each Sunday at 6 p.m. on Cox Cable Jefferson Channel 6. What? You've got something to do on Sunday? Then tape the game yourself on Mondays at 4 and 9 p.m. and watch it when you can. Cox Cable Prep Football Game of the Week. Hey, we even had 4K on here once.
Bobby Conlon of the Brother Martin Crusaders, coach a magical mystery tour a year ago. Just a fantastic story. The Crusaders making it to the state championship. It's been a little bit different story thus far this year, and that's largely because of A, graduation, and B, one of the toughest schedules in the state to this point.
Yeah, well, I think, Kenny, our schedule was very tough at the beginning of the year, our pre-district schedule, and last year we could handle that type of schedule. This year, being a young football team, we're making too many mistakes to handle this kind of schedule, although we came out of pre-district 3-1. But I just don't feel we had played very well the last couple of weeks.
Despite losing Chad LaRose, DeSalvo has actually given you a little bit different dimension. You can throw the ball a little bit more this year.
Well, we had a lot of work done on our passing game during the spring, and Joe's got a good arm. He does a good job. He can do a good job checking and finding his receivers, and we've been trying to throw. He's missed 2 ball games this year on us. He got hurt down at South Lafourche, and he missed 2, but now he's starting to get a little bit healthy again. He's about 95% right now, so, every week he's getting a little bit better.
Despite being 0-2, you're still right in the thick of this race if you can win this football game here tonight.
Yeah, this is a crucial football game for us because we are 0-2 in the district, and Rummel's still in the thick of it also because they got everything, ahead of them to play. They still got to play St. Aug, they got to play Jesuit, and we still got to play Shaw, and Holy Cross and De La Salle. So, but in this league, you just got to play every week and then let the chips fall where they may at their last week of the season, but that's the way this league usually falls.
Well, Coach, best of luck in the second half and throughout the rest of the season.
Thank you, Ken.
Coach Bobby Conlon of Brother Martin, and we'll be back in just a moment.
Small businesses too often fail because of poor beginnings. Jefferson Parish Economic Development Commission helps small businesses through its many support programs. The Judco Enterprise Center is a small business incubator providing its participants with low-cost rental space and other important support services. Business incubator programs like the Enterprise Center have an 85% success rate, contrasted to an 80% failure rate by new small businesses outside of an incubator program. To find out more, call Judco.
Ken Trahan along with Nolan Franz back at Joe Yenny Stadium where Brother Martin leads Rummel 10-7 as we get a look at the Archbishop Rummel Raider Band and Chapelette Anthony performing here at halftime. Well, the Crusaders pretty well control the first half from a statistical point of view, Nolan. Brother Martin with 209 total yards. Rummel, however, had some success moving the football, 115 yards. Brother Martin with 10 first down and 147 yards rushing. Joe DeSalvo was the key man, 12 carries, 58 yards, and their lone touchdown. He was also 5 for 8 for 62 yards via the airwaves. Rummel had 67 yards rushing, led by Jeremy Leonic, 6 carries for 36 yards and a touchdown. And I want to correct myself. I identified Tillman as the young man who scored the touchdown earlier. It was Jeremy Leonic. My apologies. And I know Jeremy has to be thrilled about that. 36 yards and a touchdown for him. Carnegie, 2 for 5 passing for 48 yards. Both of those catches by Stephen Dalperez, who is very impressive in the first half. Your impressions thus far, Nolan?
Well, Kenny, I tell you, it's a hard-fought football game. I'm sure everyone here is enjoying it. Rummel has played really well tonight defensively because Brother Martin has had the football a lot, and they've done a lot of things with it. They've contained DeSalvo. They're only down 10-7, so they're really in the football game. What Rummel's going to have to do is come out here, Kenny, control the football, get within scoring range, and score some points so that they can take back the lead from Brother Martin. But I've been impressed with the play of both teams. I know Bobby Conlon has always had his teams prepared. First-year coach Joe Perkel, he's got his troops fired up. They're in front of a huge crowd here tonight at Joe Yenny Stadium. So I'm enjoying the football game. I'm sure all the spectators are. It's a hard-fought game, and if not for the 2 turnovers that led to the 2 touchdowns that we have in this football game, it could very well be 3-0 right now.
Brother Martin with a definitive edge and speed. They've gotten to the corner pretty well. Rummel's starting to adjust a little bit, but DeSalvo has been able to pull up and hit that pass as well.
Well, the true test of a team in the second half is, can they make the adjustments where they can come out and stop what the other team was doing in the first half? Now, DeSalvo did exploit the outside. Toward the latter part of the second quarter, Rummel was able to get DeSalvo to turn inside, and they began to punish him a little bit more, and that's why DeSalvo, toward the end of the second quarter, came up, tired. He got a little gimpy. So if they can make the proper adjustments and contain DeSalvo, Rummel's very much in this football game.
Well, the Crusaders have defeated the Raiders 7 consecutive years. They're looking to make it 8 here this evening. They lead at 10-7 at the half. We'll take the break here, and when we come back in just a moment, we'll have the kickoff to start the second half of football from Joe Yenny Stadium. We'll be back in just a moment.
There is a star that can help you plan your day. Cox Cable brings you Weather Star, the latest in weather graphic technology. Every 5 minutes, Weather Star gives you current conditions, local forecasts, live color weather radar, and more. The latest, most accurate weather information 24 hours a day when you need it on the Weather Channel. Cox Cable wants you to be prepared. Weather Star, because your time is valuable.
Second half of action about to begin from Joe Yenny Stadium. Brother Martin leading Rummel 10-7. Ken Trahan with Nolan Franz. Raiders will kick it off here to start the second half, putting Brother Martin on offense, and they amassed over 200 yards in the first half, so this first possession could very well tell a tale in this football game. Jimmy Quito will kick it off for Rummel. Let's get a look at Jimmy. And deep to receive for Brother Martin. With 42, Greg Honore. Along with 7, Alton Jones. All right, 10-7 our score. Just about set to get going here. Quito with the ball spotted on the left hash mark, and he has it in the air. Good kick. Alton Jones, about the 15. With a wall in front of him. And good running room, and then takes a good hit at about the 37 by the kicker, Jimmy Quito. But good field position for the Crusaders up at their 37-yard line to start the second half of play. Leading 10-7. We'll see the offense again with Joe DeSalvo, the quarterback. There you go. The wide receivers have changed. That storage has been the split end. Kujay, Charner, Ridgway, Maggio, DeSalle, and Latano, Salvo, Marquez, spelled by Stack at fullback quite a bit. Honore and Bryce Williams in the backfield. For Brother Martin, we'll take a look at the Rummel defense in just a moment. On first down, Crusaders from their own 37-yard line. Full house backfield behind DeSalvo. And they give it to Stack, and he's stacked up. Almost been tough inside all night. 92, Sean Hummel led the charge for Rummel. So we look at the Raider defense. Hummel, whom we just mentioned, Woods, Big Billy Barron, Derek Jackson up front, Wingirter, Doyle, O'Shaughnessy. Then in the backfield, defensively, Heenel's hurt, not playing, but Cash, Dew, and Roboto are back there. Mike Ryan has played some, Bertucci's played some. Second down, 9 yards to go for Brother Martin. from their own 38. Rummel overplaying to the right side here, and they're rolling that way. Now coming the other way and hit for a loss is DeSalvo. She runs into the arms of Ryan O'Shaughnessy, the strong side linebacker. And you have to be impressed with Ryan O'Shaughnessy, who's got good size and has a chance to grow. He's just a junior.
He's real rangy, Kenny. He's been all over the field tonight. He's got good height, too. He's 6'2", about 6'3", about 195 pounds. That time DeSalvo was hoping that the fake would have taken O'Shaughnessy out to play, but unfortunately for him, he wasn't. And O'Shaughnessy was there to stop him for about a 4-yard loss.
Yeah, that's the first time they went away from their motion, hoping to cross Rummel up, and it didn't work. O'Shaughnessy stayed home, 5-yard loss, 3rd down, 13. Flag down, DeSalvo pulls up, and this play won't count. Pass was incomplete, but the flag stopped play. It's a dead ball situation here. 5 yards against Brother Martin, illegal procedure. Only the 3rd penalty of the game, and it's been a well-played game, and that says it all.
It surely has, Kenny. I didn't see the motion that time in the play, but the official was there on the spot and threw the flag right before the ball was snapped, so it's a dead ball foul, and Rummel now has got him back 3rd down and 20. So this is where Rummel wanted to start the second half off. Get Brother Martin in the 3rd long possession and see if they can't stop him and get the football back.
So it'll be 3rd down and 17 yards to go from the 30-yard line. Can make a first down just outside the 47 here. And they send Ryan Valley wide to the left. Estors to the right. Bryce Williams in motion. And they run it up the middle and close to a first down. I think he got it. They crossed him up. Gave it to Eric Stack straight up. Kevin Cash makes the stop, but I think Stack got the first down.
Great play calling here. Kenny, a quick hitting play up the middle. You're going to see it open, wide open. Stack in the secondary. Nobody there. Cash is going to come over and make the tackle, but not until Stack had the first down. Eric Stack, number 30, with a big play on 3rd and 17 for Brother Martin.
Give credit to that offensive line for Brother Martin. Ridgway, Maggio, Gachana in particular up front opening the hole. And another 3rd down conversion for Brother Martin. They've been uncanny all night. That was a situation.
That was a big 3rd down conversion, Kenny.
There's a botched snap here, and he's hit for a loss. Well, that was a poorly timed play. Sean Hummel said, "Thank you very much." Hits him for a loss.
Busted play all the way, Kenny. You're going to see him. They got off like a popcorn machine. DeSalvo had nowhere to go with the football, and he pays the price for it.
He took a big hit again.
I tell you, he's going to be one sore young man at the end of the game. That time, number 92 applied the hammer to him. Sean Hummel, about 6'2" and 30-pound senior.
As we mentioned earlier, that's a big Raider front defensively, and if they hit you, you're going to feel it, and he's felt a few hits. Loss of 3, 2nd down, 13, option play, gets the pitch off, nothing there, Cash has him. Bryce Williams hit and dropped. The line of scrimmage for no gain by Kevin Cash, who's up to force quickly from his cornerback spot.
Well, Kenny, Rummel's picking right up where they left off in the first half. They're playing good, sound defense. You're going to see DeSalvo come down the option here, nowhere to go. Cash coming up quickly to make the tackle on Bryce. You're going to see number 99 come in there and lay the hammer on him too, Derek Jackson. I tell you, DeSalvo's been taking so many hits. You tell your defensive team, look, they got an option quarterback. Even if he doesn't have the football, punish him. That's what Rummel's doing to DeSalvo tonight. They are punishing him.
3rd down, 14 yards to go. Brother Martin at their own 43-yard line, leading 10-7. And they give it to the motion man, and this time nothing. Bryce Williams dropped, maybe a yard, and that's all. Scott Wingirter, 55. Weak side linebacker on the stop. Gain of 1. It'll be 4th down and 13, a punting situation for Brother Martin. And I believe it's their first punt of the evening by Eric Escher.
That's right. We're going to see him step on the field and see how far he can kick the football. I saw him in pregame. He's got a very strong leg. We've called Scott Wingirter's name a lot tonight. He's been very active on the defensive side for the Rummel Raiders tonight.
10-man line for Rummel. Tillman is deep to receive, standing at his 18. But again, 10 red shirts at the line of scrimmage. It looked like they're coming. And a not good kick. Not a very good kick. Off the side of his foot, out of bounds. It'll be around the 35-yard line.
Well, Kenny, that's what you call the old-fashioned shank. At that time, Mr. Asher, number 10, the punter for the Brother Martin Crusaders, shanked it off to the side of his foot, and he's going to get approximately about a 27-yard punt.
21 yards officially at the 35-yard line. No return. The Raiders sideline, 7:41 to play. 3rd quarter, 10-7 Brother Martin. First time we've seen the Rummel offense in this half. And they run the wingback play, and he's hit. drill, breaks the tackle and fights forward. Jimmy Quito fighting hard for a couple of yards. I mean, there was nothing there. He took some big-time pops. Stayed on his feet for a couple, but he paid the price.
We got a flag down on the field, Kenny. They're going to tack on I believe it's going to be a face mask penalty against Brother Martin Crusaders. That time they got a little bit too aggressive in tackling Quito. And they're going to assess the penalty here. It's going to be a big one. Nope, it's going to be only
5 yards.
5 yards.
Inadvertent, the call in that situation, face mask. As we see the Raider defense, Steve Barton and company diagramming formations. So it's first down and 4 officially for Rummel from their own 42-yard line. Nice down to play. They blitz inside. Good fake by Carnegie. Once Dalfarez deep. He's open, but he overthrew him. Oh, baby. He had 6 there. Dalfarez lost Andre Bruni. Carnegie threw it a little bit early and overthrew him.
Boy, I tell you what, that's the one that Carnegie wish he could have back, because that time he burned Andre Bruni. You're going to see, look how wide open the receiver is, Stephen Dalfarez. Steven Dalfarez wide open, made a nice post route move on Andre Bruni, number 21 of the Crusaders, the free safety, and that's one he wished he could throw again, Kenny.
Well, you got to love the call on 1st and 4.
Great call.
And it should have worked. On 2nd and 4, nothing. Maybe a yard, and it'll be 3rd and 3. So Rummel unable to get it going on the ground here thus far.
I'll tell you what, Kenny, with Steven Dalfarez out there at the split end position, I'd go to him a little bit more in the second half. He's proved to be a great receiver for them this season. And if we can get a situation like we just had there 1st and 4 again, I don't see why they shouldn't go back to Dalfarez again.
Leonic, the ball carrier that time. Officially no gain. It's 3rd and 4. Rummel goes to a second tight end on this play. They bring in Ryan O'Shaughnessy offensively. Power offense, and he didn't make it. He's short. He's at the 49, short by a yard. Jimmy Quito. Now, Brother Martin went for it on 4th down and less than a yard earlier.
You're going to see a big-time pop here. Now watch the running back. He's going to get met by Andre Bruni. And watch the helmet go flying. Boom! Tell you what, that was a vicious hit that time by Andre Bruni.
Caught him with his knee, and Rummel will not go for it, unlike Brother Martin earlier. Rummel's not had as much success running the football as Brother Martin, and that's one reason. They'll punt on 4th down and less than a yard. Some of the fans don't like it, but they're not the coach.
It's a game of field position as far as Rummel is concerned, and right now they don't want to take a chance and give up approximately about 45 yards.
Bertucci hits a nice kick. Alton Jones, that is 20. Makes a move, breaks a tackle, and to the 27. Brother Martin will come out of it with not bad field position considering.
Kenny, credit the tackle that time to number 42, Walter Dabdoob, the linebacker, junior, for the Rummel Raiders.
So with 6:03 to play 3rd quarter, both teams stopped on their initial possessions. Brother Martin takes over at their own 28-yard line, we'll call it officially, with DeSalvo the quarterback. Bally and Estors, the wide receivers, split on either side, stack the lone running back behind DeSalvo, who is rolling, getting a block, stopping, going deep, and overthrown. Got isolation out there. He got man coverage trying to get it to Greg Honore. Well, pretty good coverage on the play by 15, Eric Roboto, the free safety.
Well, Kenny, this time DeSalvo showed you that he has a strong arm. He's going to roll to his left and set up behind his blocker. He's going to throw a long pass out there for Honore, who just quite couldn't get underneath it.
He had a step on Roboto, but would have had to be a perfect throw.
Well, I was impressed that time with DeSalvo's arm. I didn't think he could throw the ball downfield 50 yards.
2nd and 10, full house backfield, wishbone set, 28-yard line. And look out, he's good. He could be gone. He's going to go. They're not going to catch him. Bryce Williams, the distance, touchdown, 72 yards. And Brother Martin leads it 16-7.
Excellent blocking up front that time, Kenny, for the Brother Martin Crusaders. And when Bryce Williams got to the secondary, it was Katie bar the door. There was no way they were going to catch him. He's got some good speed. 5'10", 165-pound senior was not going to be denied. And he took it the distance. You're going to see a quick hitting play off tackle. Really, look, he finds the seam. He's virtually untouched. Kenny, not a defender really near him. Now he's got the open field, and he runs to the flag. And no way that Eric Rabau is going to get there in time to make the tackle on number 18, Bryce Williams.
Escher's extra point is up. It is good. 5:45 to play 3rd quarter. And Brother Martin has established superiority for the time being. They lead Rummel 17-7. We'll take the break. Back with more in just a moment.
Cable's not all we do. We're not just wire, we're neighbors too. Folks who care, folks who share. We're Cox Cable. And when our work is done, our other jobs have just begun. There's much to do, it's our town too. We're Cox Cable.
5:45 to play third quarter. That's our story. Brother Martin, after trailing 7-0, has run off 17 unanswered points. They lead Rummel 17-7. Electrifying 72-yard run by Bryce Williams. Give the guys up front the credit. He was virtually untouched.
You're right, Kenny. It was an off-tackle play. He found the seam, and I didn't see a Rummel-rated defender actually touch Bryce Williams the entire 72-yard run.
All right, Escher will kick it off. Dal Perez and Tillman are deep to receive, and he kicks this one a little shorter. And a fumble by Cash, picked up by Tillman. He's in trouble, breaks one tackle, and he will go down around the 20. So they botched that. He kicked it shorter, and it worked out better.
Well, there's some confusion that time by the deep man and the up man. Deep man thought he should have had the football. The up man tried to feel it. That time Tillman did the best thing he could. He picked up the football and tried to get what he could. And that's what you call a jailbreak, Kenny. When the return's busted like that, you just pick up the football and see what you can get.
Well, the drive 72 yards, and very simply a 72-yard run by Bryce Williams for Brother Martin, who now has 11 carries, 105 yards, and a touchdown, as we look at Kevin Cash, who bobbled that last one. Rummel lines up in their full house backfield here on first down. Counter play, Cuito down, maybe two, that's all. Brother Martin has been tough inside defensively. They just haven't given much, other than the one touchdown. 40, Dante Ascani. 89, Lance Ramlett on the stop for Brother Martin. Gain of 2, 2nd and 8. And Rummel has really not controlled the football this evening. In fact, Brother Martin has totally dominated time of possession. Rummel needs to get a first down or two and keep their defense off the field if they're going to stay in this game. Carnegie off the fake with time. Stopping, throwing, and for Sapp, batted around, flag down, interference. Trying to get it to the big tight end Sapp. He's a good target. 7, Alton Jones. 46, Jeff Lupo covering on the play. Now another flag is thrown, and that could be a double foul against Brother Martin as they complained about the call.
Well, you might have a 30-yard pickup here, Kenny, just in penalties. That time they were trying to get the ball to Kevin Sapp, number 89. Pass was a little bit high, but again, he's a big target. Ball was placed pretty well. Oh, personal foul against the Raiders.
No. Ineligible receiver downfield against Rummel, and interference against Brother Martin. So offsetting penalties, will play it again.
Well, they're not going to move the ball at all here. Just play the down over.
But no, they will move it because we're talking about a dead ball situation, I believe. Yes, indeed, that's the case. It's a dead ball foul, and that's why it's not an offsetting situation.
Okay, here's a replay. We're going to watch Carnegie this time looking for Sapp downfield. Now here's the contact right there. Official was right on the spot. It's going to drop the flag. You're going to see the flag hit the ground any second now. There it goes. That's the interference.
It's pretty close, but then the penalty came after that against Brother Martin. Here's Carnegie in trouble. He's going to go down. The 32-yard line, sack. Marquez was there. Dante Ascani, 40, also there for Brother Martin. Well, they love to blitz, and they will catch you at least once or twice a game.
Well, Kenny, now they're up by 10 points now, and they've got their ears pinned back, and they sent in some people. They're playing some hot games on defense. That time, Carnegie really had nowhere to go. Set up in the pocket, found himself being closed in on very quickly by Barry Marquez, and was sacked for about a 7-yard loss.
Loss of 6 officially, 2nd and 16. 4:23 to play third quarter. Up the middle and nowhere goes Leonic. Maybe a yard. Well, they popped that play for the touchdown earlier, but that's really the only time that's been open.
Well, Kenny, you know that play, too, that they popped it for a touchdown. Martin stacked the linebackers in the gaps, and Leonic was fortunate enough to hit a gap and find himself in the secondary very quickly. Right now, Brother Martin is really starting to dominate the football game. What Rummel has to do, Kenny, is get the chains moving, try to get a first down, but it's tough to do when that defense is pressuring you so strongly.
Gain of 1 on the last play, 3rd and 15 Raiders from their own 32-yard line. Carnegie rolling, stopping, looking, throws across the grain, intercepted. He might go. Andre Bruni, touchdown. Well, a cardinal mistake by Carrick. He's stopping and trying to throw all the way across the grain, and you simply can't do that.
Well, Kenny, the free safety, Andre Bruni, number 21, was playing home. You're going to see, here's the pass by Carrick. You'll watch Andre Bruni step right in front of the intended receiver, number 18, Stefan Dalfarez. Slip a tackle there, and I tell you what, he's running to the flags. He can smell the end zone, and he finds it.
39-yard return for the touchdown by Andre Bruni, and Brother Martin has really broken this one open with 3:36 to play in the third quarter. Chance to add to a 23-7 lead. Eric Escher is almost a sure bet to do that. Salvo to hold. And he got it. 3:36 to play third quarter. Our score, Brother Martin 24, Rummel 7. Take the break here, back in just a moment.
Hey, are your kids on a Jefferson Prep football team? Then watch them on Cox Cable Prep Football Game of the Week. The best games in Jefferson each week, brought to you in color and with slow-mo. An instant replay. An instant replay. Join Kenny Trahan and Henry Rando each Sunday at 6 p.m. on Cox Cable Jefferson Channel 6. What? You've got something to do on Sunday? Then tape the game yourself on Mondays at 4 and 9 p.m. and watch it when you can. Cox Cable Prep Football Game of the Week. Hey, we even had 4K on here once.
Well, you know, this young man has to be a little bit despondent right now. Kevin Carrigan just threw the interception, returned 39 yards for a touchdown by Andre Bruni. Kevin will try to take his team back now, trailing 24-7 with 3:36 to play in the quarter. Escher will kick it off. Tough situation for Rummel to be in. They're not a come-from-behind team, and now by 17, they're really up against it here.
Well, Kenny, Brother Martin really has exploded in the second half with 2 quick touchdowns and is really putting Rummel in a hole now.
Kick fielded by Dalfarez. He's dangerous. 25, 30, and down to the 35. 27, Bruce Blanchard on the stop for Brother Martin. Rummel will put it in play first and 10 from their own 35-yard line. Get a good look at Dalfarez there. Shaking up a little bit on that play. He may come off the field, and that would hurt Rummel. He's their best receiver. Indeed, he is helped off the field.
Well, they can ill afford to lose him, Kenny. He seemed to be shaken up in that last kickoff return. He took a solid hit to his hip. We're going to have to monitor his situation to see if he doesn't come back in the ballgame for Rummel.
And let's see. Timeout taken by Brother Martin. I believe they only had 10 men on the field. That's it. They only had 10 men on the field, and an alert play by Brother Martin's captain, Larry Moore, to call timeout. He's doing his job to make that call.
Most of the time, Kenny, you probably wouldn't notice that there was only 10 men on the field as a defensive player, but the defensive coaches would, so he was right. He was very alert to be able to call that timeout before Rummel was able to run a play.
Well, Brother Martin's 3-3 record, very misleading coming in, because their losses came at the hands of number 1 John Curtis of AAA, at the hands of Jesuit, unbeaten, at the hands of St. Aug, unbeaten. And both of those games are very competitive. As we look at the overall records of the two teams, so we mentioned Rummel's losses came to good teams also, to St. Amant, ranked 10th in the state, to Archbishop Shaw, ranked 2nd in the state, and to McDonough 35, losers of just 1 game this year. So both teams have lost 3 games, but they've lost on the quality opponents. A couple of yards on first down. Quito, the ball carrier, to the 37-yard line.
Well, Kenny, they've been testing the interior of the Brother Martin defensive line all night, and they haven't got much yardage except for Leonic's touchdown run, which was a bright spot in the first half of Rummel. They haven't been able to gain a lot of yards up the middle on the Brother Martin defense.
Troy Blanchard, 80, the returning starter at middle linebacker, along with Jeff Lupo on the stop. 3 minutes to play third quarter. 24-7 Brother Martin. Rummel plays a 2nd and 8 from their own 37. Dalfarez back in the game for Rummel. That's good news. They run the option, and Dalfarez is dragged down from behind. Just didn't show enough speed to get to the corner because he was ahead of Troy Blanchard, but Blanchard just ran him down and pulled him down.
Here's a situation, Kenny, where he's got some daylight, but he just cannot elude the grasp of number 80, Troy Blanchard, that time. If he would have been able to turn the outside, I guarantee you that time Carrigan would have got about 10 or 15 yards. But that time, a great play by number 80, Troy Blanchard, a 6'3", 210-pound senior out of Brother Martin.
Goes as a 1-yard gain. It'll be 3rd down and 7 from the 38-yard line. Straight up and nothing there. Well, that's just not going to get it done. They haven't gotten anything done inside all night.
I can't understand that last call. Kenny, was 3rd and 8, and they give the dive play straight up the middle. You're virtually assured of not picking too much up against Brother Martin up the middle. But again, maybe the coaches saw something they thought they could exploit, and they ran the play.
Lance Ranlett, Barry Marquez on the stop, punting situation. Bertucci to handle that. Alton Jones is deep with 1:50 to play in the quarter. Snap slightly high, and he barely gets it off on a good rush. Takes a Rummel bounce. Down to the 21-yard line. That's where Brother Martin will put it in play for their own 21 with 1:35 to play in the quarter, leading 24-7. Ken Trahan along with Nolan Franz. To remind you that next week we'll be venturing into District 12, and the powerful John Ehret Patriots will be our featured team, is unbeaten in District 12 play. They'll take on the East Jefferson Warriors next week, and what should be an interesting battle. 1:35 to play, 3rd quarter. That's our score. Some of the fans enjoying this one. And they give to Honore, and Honore for 2. It'll be 2nd down and about 8. Maybe 1. Not a lot there as O'Doyle and Wingirter make the stop defensively. Wingirter's made a lot of plays here this evening. Different view. Crusaders taking their time getting the play in. Bobby Calentano comes in with the play from Martin's staff as we're under a minute to play, 3rd quarter. Full house backfield behind the quarterback, DeSalvo on 2nd and 9. That's the play they scored with earlier, but it's shut down this time. Bryce Williams, the ball carrier. And he's hit by Cecil McDaniel, 91, along with Sean Hummel. And it'll be 3rd down and about 8 yards to go.
Well, Kenny, you notice that DeSalvo is doing a lot more handing off in the second half. They're not relying on his abilities to get to the outside to pick up yardage, giving his body a rest, so to speak, and letting Bryce Williams and company handle the ground attack.
This could be the final play of the quarter. It looked like Brother Martin moved, but no call there. DeSalvo rolling. He breaks the tackle, and he is going to go down short of a 1st down. About the 28-yard line. He took a good hit again. Wingirter was there. Sean Hummel was there.
Just as I said, he wasn't in the offense. Here you see DeSalvo rolling out to his left. Doing a great job here, slipping 2 tacklers. Now watch this hit. Wingirter puts on it. It's a nice tackle, and it's finished up there by number 92, Sean Hummel of Rummel.
All right, and that is our 3rd quarter comes to a close. They'll switch sides. We'll take a break. The end of 3 quarters at Joe Yenny Stadium. Brother Martin 24, Rummel 7.
Small businesses too often fail because of poor beginnings. Jefferson Parish Economic Development Commission helps small businesses through its many support programs. The Judco Enterprise Center is a small business incubator providing its participants with low-cost rental space and other important support services. Business incubator programs like the Enterprise Center have an 85% success rate, contrasted to an 80% failure rate by new small businesses outside of an incubator program. To find out more, call Judco.
Joe Yenny Stadium, 4th quarter just beginning, 24-7 Rummel. Ken Trahan with Nolan Franz. And a great punt by Escher here. Tillman, fair catches, fumbles. Brother Martin has it. So a 2nd turnover of the game for Rummel on a fumble by Tillman. And the Crusaders, Honore recovers, and Brother Martin with a chance to put this one on ice.
Well, Kenny, it's been a total shutdown for Rummel the second half. Brother Martin has really come out here and dominated the second half, and this didn't help Matters much either. Number 23, Brad Tillman, trying to field the punt, came off of his chest like a rocket, and Brother Martin is in business again at the Rummel Raider 40-yard line.
Chance to really put it away for all intents and purposes here. They've dominated time of possession, and in truth, they've dominated the game to this point. Crusaders from the Rummel 40. Stacked up. Hummel is there. Derek Jackson is there. Again, the Rummel defense hasn't played that bad. They gave up the one big play. They've just been on the field entirely too long.
They've been worn down, Kenny. We talked about it in pregame. We said that Rummel was going to have to control the ball and keep their defense off the field, and the exact has happened. The exact opposite has happened. What's happened is Brother Martin's had the ball most of the game. DeSalvo's been pretty much doing what he wants to do. And as you said, they're about ready to put the game away here with about 11 minutes and 15 seconds running in the fourth quarter.
Second down, 8 yards to go. Brother Martin from the Rummel 38. Receiver uncovered out here. Rummel running to adjust to that. Now Bryce Williams in motion, and they'll throw it out there complete. First down and more, out of bounds at about the 27-yard line. All kinds of room out there for the receiver, Bruce Mears.
DeSalvo on a two-step drop is going to hit Bruce Mears on the right side. Makes the catch, tries to pick up what he can. Nice looking play that time. A quick hitting pass play by DeSalvo to Mears. Brought down by Cash, number 21 for Rummel.
But a well-designed play, and they just gave him a lot of room to operate. DeSalvo simply took it, stuck it in there to the Mears. From the 28, first and 10. Crusaders. Just underway fourth quarter. Brother Martin leading 24-7. And a cutback, and oh, he almost broke it. To the 25, Derek Jackson catches him from behind. Well, with help from Wingirter, Jackson may have saved the touchdown there as Greg Honore carries to the 25.
You see Honore take the handoff from DeSalvo. Going to cut to the left side. Now his Wingirter getting his arm on his left leg. That slows him down just enough for number 99, Derek Jackson, to finish him off, but not until he had picked up 4 yards on the play.
As you mentioned, Wingirter's been a stalwart here this evening.
He's been all over the field, Kenny. I've been really impressed with Wingirter on defense for Rummel.
Second and 7 from the 25-yard line. Option play. DeSalvo keeps. Oh, look, he found their way to get there, and he's all the way down to the 15. I mean, just a great job of hiding and then wiggling his way through there for about 9 yards and a first down, Brother Martin.
Well, Kenny, that's a good way of describing it, because I don't know if he was running once he got past the line of scrimmage. I think he was just trying to find a place to get down. But he did a great job. Showed again that number 3, Joe DeSalvo, is worthy of playing that position for the Brother Martin Crusaders. You know, he sat in the shadow of Chad LaRose, but I tell you what, the gentleman is doing a fine job tonight.
Ryan O'Shaughnessy made the stop on first down. 3 potential receivers to the right side of the field for Brother Martin. Now motion. Salvo rolling. Cuts it in. Look out. Oh, he ran into his own man, or he would have scored probably at the 7-yard line. Ran right into Eric Stack. Gain of about 9 to the 6-yard line, but nice tackle by Stack, and we'll see it again.
Yeah, he's going to go back to the hole and say, Eric, what's the matter? You don't like me anymore? Watch this. Here's DeSalvo cutting back, and then Stack decides to get up, and boop. There he goes. He knocks his own quarterback down from scoring another touchdown.
Nice block he threw on him, right?
That is a nice block there and tackle by number 30, Eric Stack.
That'll do it.
Yeah, that was funny looking.
On the 6-yard line, first down. Goal to go, Crusaders. Not first down, 2nd and 1, excuse me. Now they have their first down about the 3. Greg Honore, the ball carrier. Wingirter on the stop. Under 9 minutes to play, and Brother Martin about to ice this one.
Kenny, I think Rummel's run about 6 plays offensively, so the Raider defense has been out there an awful long time the second half of this football game.
Yeah, you're asking a little bit much. The Rummel offense just hasn't gotten it done here. On first and goal from the 3-yard line. Everyone tight here. That looked like a typewriter.
You're right, Kenny. I'm not sure.
RKP, I know, something like that.
You had him jumping all over the place. You had the running backs. You see a legal procedure against the Brother Martin Crusaders. You had the running backs and the linemen all going off at various times, and the official was there to call the infraction. This is going to back up Brother Martin. Instead of it being first and goal from the 4, they're going to back him up 5 yards.
So it'll move it back to about the 8-yard line. First and goal from there. 8:31 to play. And here's a reminder at the conclusion of this one. We will present our Cox Cable AAA Trophies Player of the Game. Lots of candidates on the Brother Martin side for that award. mark it just inside the 9, where it's first and goal for Brother Martin. Start the clock again with 8:25 to play and counting. Rummel wants timeout, and they finally see their coaches and get the timeout. So the Raiders take timeout with 8:20 to play. We'll take a timeout as well. Our score, Brother Martin 24, Rummel 7. We'll be back in just a moment.
We do much more than entertain.
We install and we maintain. Man control.
Climb the pole.
We're Cox Cable. Count on me and count on me to bring the world's best TV. 'Cause all we do for you. We're Cox Cable.
A look from the field. Good crowd on hand this evening on a Saturday night in Metairie, and a beautiful night indeed. 8:20 to play. 24-7. Brother Martin on top. Ken Trahan along with Nolan Franz. Henry Rando out of town this week. He'll be back next week when East Jeff meets Errant.
Where's Henry at tonight? He's in Phoenix?
Phoenix, Arizona.
Phoenix, Arizona. Where the weather is always the same.
Yeah, never changes. About 90 degrees.
It's always dry and
Dry as could be.
sunny and wonderful state of Phoenix. City, I should say.
I was going to say, for a history lesson here this evening, that's Nolan Franz, ladies and gentlemen, on first down to about the 6. And all of your teachers at East Jefferson are going to be looking for you.
They're wondering where was I during history
That's
class,
right.
huh?
That's
We played in Tempe, Arizona when I was with the Breakers there, Kenny, and I tell you what, we kicked off, it was 7 o'clock at night, it was 95 degrees. Okay, here's the salvo, rolling out to his right, nowhere to go except toward the end zone. Try to get as much as you can. There you see him lunging, picking up as much as he can of the 5 yards they were penalized previously. And it sets up about a second and goal from the 6-yard line. Officially the 5. Mark it at the 5.
Second down, goal to go from the 5-yard line. DeSalvo is drilled, but he broke a tackle. Look at that effort. DeSalvo to about the 2-yard line with terrific effort. Scott Wingirter held on to make the stop.
What's it?
With a great effort by DeSalvo.
Showed a great leg strength here. Kenny, to watch him. He's going to drag 3 Rummel Raiders with him here. This is amazing. He's got Wingirter on his back. Here comes Derek Jackson. Eric Roboto trying to hang on to him. Just a fine effort by DeSalvo tonight.
Well, you said it. It was the leg drive that really did it for DeSalvo. 7 minutes and counting. Third down goal. Brother Martin inside the 3. We'll call it the 2. Motion man, Bryce Williams. Salvo keeping, rolling, looking, hit, breaks a tackle, trying to get to the corner. No. Rummel just determined to keep him out. Kevin Cash polished him off. It'll be 4th and goal. They were waiting for that one.
Boy, I tell you what, Matthew Doyle came up and tried to lower the boom on DeSalvo and did a great job of making contact. We have a flag here against Brother Martin. A legal procedure.
Motion.
Legal motion, excuse me. They're going to mark that off, I guarantee you. For that time, the only thing that Matthew Doyle didn't do, they're going to decline that penalty, Kenny. The only thing that Matthew Doyle didn't do on that play was wrap him up. He made the contact, but DeSalvo is very elusive after making initial contact. He's shown that he can run the football after he's hit.
So they decline the penalty, and on 4th down, the field goal team comes on in the person of Eric Escher. Escher's already kicked one here this evening from 29 yards.
Kenny, I've been impressed with Eric Escher. He has a strong leg. I've never seen anybody kick like he does, though, with his sock on. That's a first for me.
Good look at the young man. Out of the hold of DeSalvo from 21 yards officially, and that's money in the bank. Eric Escher from 21 yards out. Timeout on the field, 5:58 to play. Our score, Brother Martin 27 and Rummel 7. We'll be back with more in just a moment.
One of the best ways the business community and the educational system can work together is through junior achievement. JA is business leaders sharing their experience and insights on a practical level. And JA's many different programs allow for a range of involvement, including fun events, like the JA Bowling Classic fundraiser on October the 20th. Any business or individual can underwrite a team and help a good cause. Call this number today and find out how you can become a supporter of Junior Achievement.
5:58 to play. Some of the Rummel faithful here this evening a little bit disappointed at this point as the Raiders trail 27-7 to the Crusaders, and Eric Escher, who has just kicked his second field goal of the evening, will kick it off for Brother Martin. Tillman and Dalperez deep. Tillman would like to atone for that last fumble. This will be Tillman, the 17. Gets some good blocking. He's got a hole if he cuts back, and he does. Out close to the 40. Not blessed with great speed to really pop it, but a nice return nonetheless.
Well, he kind of atoned for that mistake he made the last time he fielded a punt, Kenny. That time, number 23, Brad Tillman, finding some good blocking up front, made the most of what he could. He doesn't have that blinding speed, but he's a gutsy man. Anytime you return kickoffs and you return punts, you're a gutsy football player.
As you well know.
I tell you what. Of course, when I was doing it for the Breakers, we didn't have too much blocking, so I was gutsier.
Well, I hope some of your old teammates heard that. Says you can't block, guys.
We were trying to block the punt anyway.
Here's the pitch on first down to Tillman, trying to get outside, and just not enough speed to get there, really. Marquez makes the stop. That's really an illustration of why Rummel is trying to run inside most of the night, Nolan. They just don't have the speed to get outside.
I think you're right, Kenny. You know, they tried earlier all evening to try to get the ball in between the tackles, and Leo Nick had that one run for about 27 yards for a touchdown, but since then they've really had nothing to do inside on the Brother Martin defense. There you see some diagramming being done. You want the X's or the O's? Tic-tac-toe here. Which no. Looks like they're doing some diagramming on the sidelines for Rummel.
This is Danton in the game. Derek Danton, the ball carrier for a couple of yards. It'll be 3rd and 7. Danton's a junior. Saw him earlier this year against Shaw. He had an impressive evening.
You're going to see the handoff this time, Kenny, to number 44, Derek Danton, the junior, finding it pretty tough to run up on the interior of the Brother Martin defensive line. Kenny Haynes, 5'8", 240 pounds, rides him to the ground.
Well, he packs a wallop at 5'8", 240.
Low center of gravity.
Very low. Hard to move. 3rd down, 7 officially. 43-yard line. They want to run the option. The pitch, Quito, hit, drop. No gain of anything. He might have lost a yard. Sean White, the safety, came up to make the stop, and Rummel, just totally ineffective offensively, will have to punt it away.
Kenny, that's the 3rd possession. They have been shut down totally in 3 plays. 3 plays the last. Brother Martin is just shutting them down, and again, Rummel's going to have to punt the football back to Brother Martin with 4:13 remaining in the football game, and they're up 27-7.
Alton Jones drops deep to receive. The punt from Bertucci. One step and gets it off because of the rush. Didn't have a chance to get into it, but gets a nice bounce. Oh, nice job by Jones at fielding the bouncing ball and saving field position, but he's down immediately. First man there for the Rummel Raiders, 42, Walter Dabdoo. And Brother Martin with 3:54 will just try to work the clock here, leading 27-7. Crusaders about to go back above 500 on the season and get their first district win. To show you how effective Brother Martin has been defensively and how ineffective Rummel's been offensively in the second half, Nolan, the Raiders have run 9 plays and gained just 11 yards.
It's been all Brother Martin the second half, Kenny. Totally domination.
Here's the pitch on first down and hit and drop. Short game for Bryce Williams, if anything. Good defensive play by 49, Mike Ryan, the sophomore. Might have lost a yard. It'll be 2nd down and 11. Clock continues to run with 3:33 and counting. Ken Trahan with Nolan Franz. Joe Yenny Stadium. 27-7 our score.
Kenny, you know, Bobby Conlon said his team hadn't played too well the last couple of weeks, but he's got to be pleased with his team's performance tonight. It was a big game. They needed to win it. They're going to be 1-2 in district now, and their fate pretty much is in their hands.
On 2nd down and 10 yards to go officially. Second man. Short gain, 24, maybe the 25. Honore the ball carrier. Of course, they just want to run some clock here, and that's what they're doing. By the way, number 40, Cornelius Dupart, is in the game for Rummel at defensive end. Here's a young man that had a great future, big-time athlete, but had a terrible knee injury last year, tore ligaments, trying to play with a heavy brace on his knee here, moved from the secondary to defensive line. They're just trying to get something out of him, give him a chance to play, realistically. Nice to see him playing, regardless. Cornelius Dupart. 3rd down and 7. This is Williams, and look out, he's in the secondary. Look out, Bryce Williams. He may go. He's loose. He does it. Touchdown, Williams. Goes the distance. 75 yards, Bryce Williams, and it's 33-7. Brother Martin.
Well, Kenny, this is a fine run. We saw Bryce Williams go 72 yards. Now watch this run. There's a big hole on the right side. Now he gets in the secondary, makes one quick move. Eric Rapato, no way. This kid's got speed. Look at him fly. Cash,
75 yards.
Cash is chasing him, but even Cash had an angle and still couldn't find enough from the tackle, number 18, Bryce Williams, a real speedster.
Escher with the extra point attempt. And it's solid. 2:18 to play. Timeout on the field. Brother Martin 34, Rummel 7. We'll take the break. Back with more in just a moment.
There is a star that can help you plan your day. Cox Cable brings you Weather Star, the latest in weather graphic technology. Every 5 minutes, Weather Star gives you current conditions, local forecasts, live color weather radar, and more. The latest, most accurate weather information 24 hours a day when you need it on the Weather Channel. Cox Cable wants you to be prepared. Weather Star, because your time is valuable.
Well, look at the Brother Martin kickoff team. They've just scored again with 2:18 to play and lead Rummel 34-7. And a great run by Bryce Williams, and he's been great here this evening. 14 carries, 182 yards, 2 long touchdowns. It's a hefty yards per carry average, Nolan.
13 yards a pop, Kenny. I tell you what, he's been real impressive tonight.
Here's the kickoff, Tillman from the 10. 25-30, good running room. Out close to the 40 at the 39-yard line with 2:12 to play. Well, a couple of great candidates for player of the game, Nolan. Joe DeSalvo has been terrific. But I guess now we got to lean toward Bryce Williams, number 18, the 5'10", 165-pound senior, as our player of the game with his numbers.
I believe so, Kenny. He's had an outstanding night. 182 yards on 14 carries. That's just an outstanding night. I tell you what, he's an exciting football player. When he gets into the secondary, I haven't seen anyone tonight who's been able to catch him. And I think I'd have to agree with you that Bryce Williams is our player of the game.
All right, Carnegie will set the Rummel offense with 2:12 to play. Quito across the 40, 41 maybe. Clock will run, approaching 2 minutes. Well, the outcome not in doubt here. Brother Martin has run off 34 consecutive points after trailing 7-0 early, and Raiders unable to keep up. Boy, that's a good crowd here this evening. I mean, excellent crowd, both sides of the field. On second down, the pitch, and running room here for Tillman. Midfield and a first down for Rummel, and that's their second first down in the second half, I do believe. And we'll see it again.
This is a good play here now by Carrick. He's going to pitch back to Tillman. A good block by the wide receiver on the outside. There you see him sealing off the quarterback. Tillman's going to try to split the two Brother Martin defenders. Finally gets upended there, but it's not after he picked up a first down for the Rummel Raiders.
Clock running, 1:25 to play. On first down, the pitch to Quito, and he tries to cut back, and that's not the right thing to do here. He took a hit.
You're right.
Really needed to stay outside there.
He made a bad decision when he decided to cut back, because he really took a pop that time.
Bartholomew on the stop for Brother Martin. No gain, 2nd and 10. Approaching 1 minute to play. Play sent in from the sidelines.
All right, Kenny, you're going to see the replay here. Quito, now watch this hit. He's going to cut back for what? To get a nice shot here. We can't get the number of the Brother Martin player, but look at that pop. Number 67 there.
Bartholomew.
Credit for Bartholomew with that good tackle.
There's Carnegie with running room. First down, nice cutback. Look out, he's in the secondary. Now cuts outside. Nice run by Carnegie, and he's out of bounds. 39 seconds to play at the Brother Martin 15-yard line. That's a 32-yard run for Carnegie, the longest play from scrimmage for Rummel.
Well, Kenny, that time Carnegie showed a bit of his ability to run the football. Much like the salvo tonight, Carnegie picked up a nice gain from Rummel, the longest run of the night, 32 yards.
39 seconds remaining. Don't forget our player of the game immediately following this one. Look at the Raider bench. On 1st and 10 from the 15. Rummel would like to get one score if they can. Carnegie can't find anyone. He's in trouble. He throws it and it's incomplete. Just tried to throw it away, trying to get it near Sapp. He was hit big time by Blanchard. 33 seconds left.
Carnegie nowhere to throw the football that time. Kenny had to really try to find some room to find an open receiver, but Troy Blanchard was closing very quickly. Carnegie unloaded it, incomplete. That stopped the clock with just 33 seconds left.
All right, second down from the 15-yard line. Receivers on either side. Quito in motion. Flag down, the option play. Quito tripped and dropped. Nice tackle in the open field there for Brother Martin. By number 29, Danny Fulham. There is a flag down on the play. 27 seconds remaining. Procedure against Rummel, the call. Crusaders will likely take this one. They will. 5 yards will be marked off to the 20-yard line, where it will be second down at 15. Well, penalties haven't been a problem. It's been a clean played game in that respect.
Well, Kenny, the first half was very close. We went into the locker rooms 10-7, but the second half has been all Brother Martin. I'm sure Rummel would like to try to find the end zone here with just about 27 seconds left in the football game.
Carnegie running the option. And a nice pitch to Tillman. He's at the 10. He's inside the 10, about the 8. Flag down. Nice pitch at the last possible second by Carnegie. But again, there is a flag down. And it's a clip on Rummel.
Credit the tackle that time by number 26, Brian Wilson.
See if we can pick up the clip.
It's a good-looking play by Carnegie. Look at him avoid the people and finally pitch the ball at the last second. Now, Brian Wilson's going to make the tackle. We couldn't get the clip on film, but the official sure got it on the field. He threw the flag, and Rummel's being assessed 15 yards on the play.
Yeah, that's a killer for Rummel with 18 seconds left. Puts it all the way back to their 35-yard line now. We'll be heading down to the field for our player of the game presentation in just a moment here. Clock running. This could be the last play of the game. Pitch. Quito. 5 seconds. He's down. 3 seconds. 2 seconds. 1 second. And this one's over. And the Brother Martin Crusaders have defeated Rummel by the score of 34-7 here this evening. We'll take the break here.